welcome to a brand new video series I'm going to be doing out. It's going to be a tips and tricks for positioning. Now remember, disclaimer, this is not the end all be all for positioning. I'm going to be doing, this is just my take, my play style, my take on positioning for different positions to be playing. I'm going to be doing a couple different video series. This will be separate from Leaf School Flight. It is a completely different thing. It is just another series purely on positioning. So first things first, we're going to cover 3 quick tips on how to score more goals. Then we're going to go into some replays. So I'm going to try to be a little less redundant because I realize in my last videos I'm quite redundant, so we're going to try to avoid that. And I apologize after going back and watching them. I'm like, wow, I say the same thing a lot. Anyways, let's hop right into it. So first things first, first tip is do not be in no man's land. Do not be in no man's land. It is from this boost, which is the 3rd boost, to this boost, which is the 3rd boost. I call this no man's land because there's not a whole lot, at least that I can think of, that you can do. If the other team gets a good clear, it's hard to get up fast enough and even to get a good clear to send it back in. And it's also a kind of a difficult place to be attacking their clears, to be attacking their stuff. But if you're on defense and you're outside of no man's land in your defensive zone, you can quickly get on a quick dribble. You're able to challenge shots. You're able to challenge passes, and if you're in the offensive set of the no man's land, you're able to challenge their clears, you're able to take more shots, you're able to get up quicker. But if you're in that no man's land, it's harder to get up in time and it's harder to get there in time, so make sure to not be in no man's land. Second tip is never be in the corner with your teammate, especially in solo standard. My teammate Sneaky changes his name to Let Me Pass It To You because they literally follow him into the corner and he puts it center, and then they're both in the corner, so there's no one there to put it center. So if one of your teammates is in the center, one of your teammates is in the corner, be center, be ready for the shot, and you will see that here in the replays coming up. In the 3rd tip that I have, just I guess it's more passing, is be wary of the wall passes, whether it's off the wall like that, which you can watch in my off the wall video, or it's actually bounce passes that you kind of just quickly hit towards the wall like that. See, look at that. If you're outside of no man's land, if you're just kind of sitting right here waiting for that bounce pass, you're gonna be able to be up already, and you're gonna have a great leg up on your teammate or on your opponents, because it's a very difficult thing to save. If you've ever been on the defensive zone and you're trying to calculate the bounce off the wall, it's a very difficult thing to do. So if you're able to utilize these bounce passes, play outside of no man's land, either being super offensive. But you don't really want to be all defensive during bounce passes. But anyways, if you're super offensive in that outside no man's land, you are good to put it away. So let's quickly cover the 3 tips again, then we'll hit into some replay evaluation. Do not be in no man's land. If your teammate is in the corner, be center, ready for a pass, and also watch for the bounce passes, call for the bounce passes. If your teammate is ready to put it against the wall, just say, I'm behind you, or say, off the wall. Say, back right. Just tell them where you're at so they can launch it off the wall and you're able to get up. You even put a couple freestyles on it, watching the freestyle tutorial, knowing how to do that. I covered a little bit of the redirect and positioning in the redirects video, so if you want to know how to do that, head on over to the redirects video. It is a great video, I think, and it helps a lot. So now that that is done, we can head on over into some replays, and I will see you there. I have one here called Positioning for Vid. I'm a very creative replay namer. Anyways, let's just hop right in here. So we're gonna go, and it's a pretty good game. I think this is one of our team just ranked 3s. Yeah, Sneaky and Zaps. Okay, so we're just gonna head on over here. We're gonna skip forward to one of our goals, and then we can talk about a little bit about why I'm in the position I am and why you should be playing that position as well. So I'm not the one who scores this, but it is Zaps who puts it in, I believe. So we're going to kind of go over the positioning beforehand. So I see Sneaky in forward, and I see Zaps. I heard Zaps go up for it, kind of bailed out of it. So I'm going to try to put ourselves in a forward position, and I end up whiffing the ball. But Zaps is able to clear up. So right here, the positioning, if you go back a little bit, the reason I was over here, one, I did land over here, but then I stop and I see Stiff Wizard. I'll hide the names. I see Stiff Wizard there, kind of in that position, and so instead of just retreating right away, I saw that if he was able to get a touch on it, it may come over to me. It's just kind of dangerous because if you see my teammate Sneaky, he is going for a demo, and he actually might get him. Yeah, he does get him, but even if Stiff Wizard is able to get a touch on the ball, I'm in a position where it might come over to me and I could finish it up. But it is dangerous because if that doesn't happen and say Zaps hits the post, I have to either immediately challenge or head straight back. But watching the team and being able to be in a position to score even off of another team's hit is huge. I tried to place the center for the team, but again, Stiff Wizard's able to get up a little bit earlier. Zaps is a good return in. And actually, I think he meant to shoot it, but he ended up getting a good shot. But I was just waiting back. We'll rewind again and pause at the right time. So right here, I see Zaps just push it in, and again, Sneaky is forward, which isn't a bad thing, but I'm kind of the last man back. So now I have to make a decision whether to play forward or play all the way back. But I kind of reward myself, so I get inside of no man's land. This is the booster I'm talking about, goes to my left. I get inside, or outside no man's land rather, into an attacking position, and Zaps is able to center it for me. I think he's going to take a shot, but I was there for a center, and I'm able to just do cleanup duty. Now this is kind of dangerous because if they have a goalie, they're able to just clear it and then I'm gone, but at the same time also close enough that I could probably get a challenge on their clear. Okay, so again, I am here trying to feed it in for the team to play it in center. Zaps goes in for the demo, but he still gets the clear. Instead of returning back, I see Sneaky, and I know that he's going to clear it along the wall. So in using my prediction from just hours of playing, I move into a position that's a little bit easier to score, and I'm able to just place it in. Now, if I wasn't there, Zaps is there, and one of us probably should have rotated out. Being completely honest, I think it actually might have. No, I think that was Zaps because he was the one that went in for the demo. So the one with the demo is supposed to leave immediately. So I see that Zaps has thrown, or Sneaky, pardon, has thrown that ball into the corner, and I have already pushed out into where the center, and there the positioning is literally just playing the center ball. So I go in for kind of a crazy angled shot that doesn't really, obviously it doesn't work out, but I thought why not go for it. It actually might get saved, but it's a good one anyways. So I land there and I decided to stay there because I saw Sneaky was back. Let me rewind a little bit. I saw that Sneaky was back. He puts it in right there. I see Sneaky's back. I see Zaps is back. So I'm like, alright, Sneaky's probably going to head out and Zaps is ready to put into the corner. Zaps puts in the corner perfectly and I'm already there, able to do a nice little backwards flip goal. So that's kind of where the game, I think they forfeited there, yeah, they forfeited, and that is where it ended. So make sure that you are paying attention to the other team, make sure you are paying attention to your team. Alright, so that kind of concludes our little tips and tricks video on positioning. For offensive positioning, I will be doing a defensive positioning and a passing positioning, which just kind of sounds redundant, but I will be doing each of those in this series, and I may be doing a couple more like goalie positioning, a little bit more in-depth attacking / passing. I like this idea for this series, and it's a little bit different from my Leaf School of Flight, but it's still an informative video series. I'm going to enjoy creating this, and I hope that it helps. Now, this is not the end-all be-all. Remember that this is just my take on positioning. This is play the position that fits your play style. And thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, follow on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch. Have a great rest of your day, and see you all next time.